thousands of games, millions of lobbies, and 1 billion solo adventures every single year. 40 million gamers use the Steam platform daily. For most PC gamers, it has become a small home with its shop and its individual game library. Behind it is not a giant corporation, but a company of 350 employees, Valve. Their platform Steam has remained or become a favorite for many gamers because it offers a lot. A wide selection of games, good, usually problem-free and fast software with many individual options, and community functions that shape the gaming world. If you have a problem on Steam, support really helps you. Or you already find countless articles that are probably exactly about your specific issue. But Steam is also so popular because of one thing it doesn't have: the newest market-greedy methods, like most other launches. This quality and customer friendliness is Steam's unique selling point. It turns the platform into an everyday companion, and not into a, oh crap, another company that just wants my money. And this doesn't just show in Valve's platform, but also whenever they occasionally develop their own games. There aren't many Valve games, but most of their titles have become big names. Counter-Strike, Left 4 Dead, Team Fortress, Portal, and of course, Half-Life. Valve didn't create all of them themselves, but were heavily responsible for the outcome we've got. Almost every Valve title promises to be a good one, but why? And lately, rumors are once again going around that the long-awaited Half-Life 3 might finally happen, right where the company philosophy first began. Valve was founded in 1996 by Gabe Newell, you probably know the face, and Mike Harrington. Both had worked at Microsoft for a long time and had earned enough money to start their own game development company. Their favorite game back then? A 3D revolution: Quake. Not the first 3D shooter, more on that in the video about the history of shooters, but the first with pure 3D graphics. Valve secured the rights to the engine, clearing the first major hurdle. But one thing was immediately clear: both desperately needed more support, and so the search for the first employees began. Most of them came from the modding scene and from former programmers. Basically, this circle Gabe and Mike already knew, and since there were no job search apps back then, and the scene was still very young, the two had to actively go looking. So not the employees, but the boss was the one who wanted you. And of course, everyone had to be convinced with good arguments and a thick paycheck. At the beginning, everyone sat down in their new office and simply started doing something, letting creativity run free with a newly acquired Quake engine. What are the possibilities? Can I make the character do this? Can I maybe make barrels explode? Or can we make the faces better? One idea after another was pitched, then tested. And in the end, what emerged was a truly master-like mix of funny, innovative, but completely disconnected gaming scenes. During one session, everyone had to show off what they had achieved so far. Gabe sat down and played through every developer level, then turned around and shook his head in despair. The ideas and new possibilities were gigantic, but a coherent game was nowhere to be found. So a plan was made. New teams were formed, each with a designer, a programmer, storyteller and so on, and for everyone a common thread. This is our story. This is roughly the level design we need for it. For example, there was a level where reference objects were placed to keep the same scale and size. In the end, what emerged was a coherent, interesting and innovative shooter. The masterpiece, Half-Life. And it was good that the team didn't just mash together the small, self-developed fragments into one big lump of a game, but instead started over and worked together on a single vision. but the individual phase at the beginning was necessary for the innovations. Everyone had their own ideas. Why show a pre-rendered cutscene if we can just stay in-game? We can even throw the player straight into the game and still build the world, without pages of text, without pages of monologue. The game world tells the story. Another employee wanted to make the characters feel more alive, not just standing there stiffly and moving awkwardly when they speak. No, every character is constantly in motion, reacting to what is being said. They feel alive. At the same time, another realized that scenes based on real images and real terrain feel much more realistic than simple geometric textures. So thousands of photos were taken at all kinds of locations, in all kinds of climate zones. Inspiration was brought in from the outside world. This very long initial discovery phase wasn't just important, it was crucial for the success of the game that emerged from it. And even during development, new ideas had room, they were actively demanded from the employees. Is our game the way we're making it right now still a good idea? Where can it be better? And what would you enjoy making? This philosophy doesn't just benefit the employees, it shapes the company's success to this day. Players have to wait so long for the sequels to their favorite titles because every Valve game is supposed to be something special, something unique. It's not, in 2 years we will just push out the next Portal, let's go guys. It's more like, do we want to slowly start thinking about Portal? Does anyone already have something in the pipeline? No? Okay. Especially with Half-Life, Valve's first title, one thing is at the very top: innovation. With Half-Life 1 it was the engine and its possibilities. With Half-Life 2 it was the evolution of that engine. And Half-Life Alyx was meant to demonstrate virtual reality. That's why people speculate that with the release of the new Steam console, Half-Life 3 could also be released. The hope, at least, is big. While preparing this video, I watched hours of material featuring Gabe Newell, and of course, there's always the public persona, and then the one you rarely get to see, the other side. That's why I'm very careful about labeling a person as good or bad, and yes, Gabe is certainly no angel. Let's just not talk about expensive skins or artifact. But in his often thoughtful answers, you can tell what views he holds and why, and you can also observe that in reality. What he says can actually be observed. Is he a good boss? On one hand, he pays each employee an average of 1 million per year. Yes, you heard that right. Steam employees earned around 1 million per year in 2022. But does that automatically make Gabe the best boss on Earth? Probably not. Because in many employee interviews, you notice a certain, discomfort when the topic of Gabe comes up. No one praises him to the skies, but no one talks badly about him either. Gabe just seems to be Gabe, with his strengths as a boss and his weaknesses as a human being, which he often addresses himself when asked. He's neither obsessed with publicity nor shy. He doesn't seem arrogant, but he's also not a Vulcan. Sometimes things do get a little out of control with him. But this impression sticks with me the most. Gabe can listen and let people do their work, but when it matters, he can give direction and lead people. He finds a good balance between the two, based on a moral compass rooted in warmth and logic, without losing self-confidence or critical thinking. And that is exactly the reason why basically every Valve game so far has been a damn great one.
Richtig geil war. Danke, Gabe.
Thank you, Gabe.
Danke.
And thanks for watching. See you around.